mood, baby.
We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we been
Y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here.
Black versus the Board of Education.
'Cause we came here, rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we came here, rid of us now. And you know that we don't ever go, so you do what you want.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
Bam, 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 bam. Period.
Wait, you jumped the gun
Okay,
on that. Like,
don't
we
play.
came in hot and heavy.
That's how we started off.
Well, hello, and happy Monday. It is December 16th, and we are Black versus the Board of Education. Today, we are talking about year-end holiday joy. And I don't know why you're pointing at him, but I think he wants your attention. And we'll just keep it popping that way. My name is Miss Lorene, and I am the captain of the ship. And as usual, I like to go around the table and let you know who's in the room. And we will jump into our discussion. Now, today we're talking about some of the highlights from the year, the things we're looking forward to next year, and anything in between. I know that last week's episode got a lot of attention, and maybe rightfully so. I hope I don't have to pop off today like I popped off yesterday, or last time, but anything can happen. And so with no further ado, I'll just kick it to my co-host and let them introduce themselves. You can go first.
Hey, it's your girl Keela. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Still
Now,
Adrian's line.
Happy Monday.
are you still basking in your birthday jump?
Listen, it's Sag season, so it's still my birthday.
It's still your birthday?
Yeah,
Well, you're
it's
gonna have to
ours.
slide on over.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll let
Thank
you have your day, my bad.
Appreciate that. I'm gonna need my whole day because I'm a big girl. I'm gonna need my whole day.
Yes.
You said what now?
I said yes. Happy birthday, Miss Lorene.
Thank you. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Do you want to introduce yourself
Yes.
since you're saying happy birthday and all, and they can't see you like I can see you? So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Xavier.
And Xavier is back and he's ready to get it cracking, right? This one? Oh,
Yeah, this camera.
well, sometimes they can see you on the camera, but when they
right. But they seem like my side profile.
but when they do it, the audio, they're not gonna be able to see you at all.
You got it right?
Yeah, let me make sure.
Focus. Oh my gosh.
I'll just make sure you get this.
Yeah.
like I'm on audition.
And who are you?
How you doing? Fox.
Fox. The Fox is in the building.
Fox.
Adrian.
Hello, my name's Adrian.
Adrian's back. You had a little bit of a mini vacay.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
How'd it go?
It was nice to get away from you all.
Ooh. Shots fired.
I'm taking back my kitchen set.
Well, but this is the thing, right? He don't know what he missed out on because I thought we had a really great time at Q
We sure did it.
1227, right?
You missed out, bro.
I don't know too much about the desserts, but the food was pretty good. But we're not gonna go there anyway. Hey.
You said I don't know about the desserts.
You listen.
Hey,
Apparently, you the sugar police. That's what I heard.
All right. No,
I mean, go ahead, girl.
Hi guys, my name is Jazz. I'm new to the team.
And this is Jazz's first show with us, but she's new to the podcast team, but you've been around for a while.
Yes, I have.
And so we get to see you kind of transition into a new role here with the team. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm terribly excited. I can't wait to start.
Oh, fantastic. Because, we are a group of characters.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm feeling Grinchy. If you had to pick a character, who would you say you would most closely resemble you?
A Christmas character?
You don't have to be a Christmas character, period.
I don't know right now.
Okay.
You say I would say like the equivalent to the Grinch would be like Shrek. I feel like.
You feel like a Shrek?
Yeah, because like I just need my space.
So you an ogre?
Mm,
Yeah? Big old ogre?
no, I just like my space. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying old.
Okay. I love it. Fox, if you had to pick a character, who would you be?
I'm already a character.
You're right. But if you had to pick a cartoon character,
Black Panther.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
you
Black
could-
Panther. This
I
is
am
the
Black
local Black Panther.
the local.
You feel me, brother?
Adrian, if you had to pick a character, who would you think?
Squidward.
Squidward. Why?
A lot of adult stuff going on right now.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about Squidward, but I'm gonna take your word for it, Jazz.
I had one, and I think I was gonna say Tiana.
Princess Tiana?
Yeah.
Is that because of the ball gown you wore on?
I think so.
Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's giving.
It's
Black
giving.
princess.
Okay. I feel that royalty is in.
We need
the-
more black princesses that I can relate to though.
Okay. Like, okay. So you want to create one,
I
or?
feel like we can really get that in works. I don't know.
I think, you know what, that's bringing up a really good thing. I'm thinking that if we have some illustrators on our team, we might just be able to create a BYOP black princess.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking that.
Huh.
I was like, we should
Who can
create a
draw?
princess.
Any of y'all can draw?
Oh, not me.
No?
Can't you draw?
Isaiah could draw. I could draw.
Okay. Work with Isaiah.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can establish something. So we're supposed to be talking about highlights from the year. And if you had to think of one thing that stood out this year, we've been putting in a lot of work. We've been doing a lot of things. We've been getting on a lot of people's nerves, but we've made some friends along the way. So if you can think of one highlight that you want to mention, what would you say, Miss Keela?
Like in general, school wise, BYP wise.
Yeah, all that.
I made lifelong friends here.
You made lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Elaborate.
Well, I feel like with BGSN specifically, I feel like we're all like we got pretty close pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So even like the new girls, I feel like too. So yeah, I got lifelong friends, and 5 of them are tatted with me. So
5 of them are tatted with you.
we got a matching tattoo
of what?
Brats.
Okay. And you ain't one of those characters, but you got it tattooed on you?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's my character, a brat.
Okay. All right. I believe it. I believe it.
I still kind of want to know what Adrian. I want you to elaborate on the adult stuff you talked
Right.
about, bro.
We moved on. It was a whole new question.
I just said, we're not going backwards. So if you could think of a highlight, Adrian, what would you say of our year? We've done a lot.
I would say Black Grad
Okay.
because we hosted it
Mhm.
and there was a lot of people. So it's kind of like I'm not used to talking in front of a lot of people. So it was nice to like do that and get out my comfort zone.
Okay. And do you think that every year you're getting more and more out of your comfort zone? Because I keep pushing y'all to do different things and talk and all that good stuff. So do you think you're being pushed?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, like people say that I'm quiet, but I feel like
You are.
doing this job, you can be quiet. So it's kind of like a contradiction.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to talk to people whether you want to or not.
There you go.
Right.
Fox.
There's a lot of them to pick from, and I kind of was going on the same route that you was.
Mhm.
Black Grad, Cowboy Night. I seen
The soiree.
soiree.
Mhm.
I call it Cowboy Night though,
Yes, you do.
because
Mhm.
I seen a lot of black people. You know, we continue to embody and model behavior for black kids that we try to touch them. And you can do this as a black person,
Mhm.
whether it be you want to grow up and be a black math teacher, or you want to grow up and be the next person on the internet, or whatever have you may be, the stuff that you see other black people do. But I never seen that many black people in one room in that fashion of clothing and enjoying themselves
Mhm.
and getting along. And then the dances I seen when y'all was doing the I'm not
Line
sure
dances, we'll call
sure
yeah.
we'll call it line dances.
Cowboy boogie.
Yeah, but it was a bunch of sisters doing it though.
Yeah.
And not only was the sisters doing it, I was watching like, I don't know what they're doing. Which one I'm gonna be on? Break out the electric slide. That's what y'all know how to do. But it was something totally different, and it was grown, and it was getting along. And I seen black people on horses, and I seen us helping the children get up there, and the children was petting the horses, and they was happy. And I seen 4-year-olds and 2-year-olds and 8-year-olds and 18-year-olds in cowboy boots with cowboy hats enjoying it, and they wasn't making a mockery of it.
Yeah.
At first, when they were saying the cowboy, now I was like, who's gonna show up with the cap guns on the side? Who's gonna make the mockery? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was taken serious, and it was done elegantly and tastefully, and we stayed from the morning to the night. And I remember as a team how all of us, we set up all the chairs, we put those tablecloths down,
Wiped off tables.
Tears.
so to watch that event go from start to
Mhm.
finish, and as you're doing all the work in the beginning, you know, you want to know you setting them tables up for me. That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then to see like people respecting it, and they come in there and they like, oh, this is nice, and oh, I like these balloons, and that's a nice cowboy. And you know, inside you feel like I helped set that up. I
Yeah.
helped do that, and it made the whole team together wanted to help other people get sodas and help people get hit. So the work was, I don't want to say overworked and underpaid, but you don't really get your pay for them type of things. Those type of pays come from your heart.
I was
And
about
that-
to say, because y'all get paid pretty good.
Yeah,
around here.
it wasn't. It's not questioning the paycheck. It's saying
Yeah.
that for those type of things, I would work for free. for the type of emotional level and the lesson it taught me in the community it fought in the what it brought to my imagination. It gave me something else to dream of, other thoughts to have, and I was able to watch even the whole team. Those of us that was there, not saying anybody was missing, but it's new people on the team.
I'm gonna act like I was there. Though.
I got the pictures for you. You can see. Even I got on the horse. I was on the horse, and I was like,
I have to see that one.
I got.
Oh yeah, he was cutting up.
But that was one of the memorable things this year for me.
Oh, perfect. Xavier, I know you're just now starting with us, not too long ago. But it doesn't have to be BYLP specific. Can you tell me a highlight of your year so far?
I would say a highlight of my year, I would use a BYLP event.
Okay.
The most recent event that we went to all together was our retreat
Mm-hmm.
in Roseville. I really enjoyed the dinner that we had, just come together as a collective, all Black people at the table. We were dressed
And
as-
Lisa.
and Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Lisa. But we all collectively, we all looked the part, and we had a great dinner. We shared some laughs. We were just all together, quality time. That's
I love that. I love that. And now, Jazz, you're the newest team member.
I am.
Like I said, although you're new to being on staff, you've had a couple of years with us. Can you think of a highlight from this year
From this year.
that you could share with us about Jazz's world?
Jazz or BYLP?
Whatever you knew. I don't know if you have a BYLP member.
I was gonna say I don't think I've had enough time to have a BYLP experience yet. But again, I did really enjoy, like you said, Xavier, the staff retreat in Roseville.
Mhm.
I've never even heard of anything like that. As being like, in a working field, you don't really see your people taking care of you
Mhm.
and appreciating all that you do. So it was really nice to get that. It was such a different breath of air.
Mhm.
So but I'd say one of my highlights was definitely making it through the semester today, actually.
Okay.
Making it through the semester, because that's one of the hardest things that I've been struggling with just as a college student, losing, my sister Taylor earlier this year. That was a lot. And so being able to complete this semester, A's and B's, and I did it, and I can say I did it for her, and I can say I did it for me. I can say I did it for everybody, but I'm really proud of myself because it was me at the end of the day.
The Taylor you're talking about, that's Tyler's sister?
Yes, Tyler's
Okay,
sister.
Tyler did join us
He
on the
did. I
podcast.
watched that one.
Yeah. So again, condolences on the loss of Taylor, but getting through the semester, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah,
has
final
to do with focus, right? You have to
Mhm.
focus and kind of compartmentalize a
Yep.
lot. So shout out to you for finishing strong. That's
Thank
what I'm
you.
talking about. We need more of that. We need more of that. If I'm thinking about a highlight, oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe it was presenting for the EYC, the panel on Prop 64, where we as a team went to Sierra Health
Sierra
Foundation.
Health
Okay,
And we presented as a team on the EYC grant and the work that we're doing in the community. And that was huge for all of us to show up and for me to be able to step aside and see you all kind of come to the forefront and have your own way of expressing the work that you're doing. That was huge. To be recognized as one of the model organizations for the Elevate Youth Grant. And so that's one of my highlights. And I'm excited that we get to keep the party going because we were just re-granted the EYC grant. So shout out to Elevate Youth California and the Sierra Health Foundation, who will be administering that. So we got work to do. We got work to do, and we get to do it specifically and intentionally for our community. So that is huge, huge, huge. And they were the first organization, or they were the first grant to award BYLP and not expect BYLP to conform to what the ideal organization would be. They allowed us to be authentically ourselves, authentically Black, and unapologetic at the same time. So shout out to them. I'm excited to keep the work going.
For sure.
So can you think of anything else, Miss Keela, that we could tell the people about that we've been able
Okay.
to accomplish?
No,
this
okay.
year?
So I was gonna say the BGSN summer camps.
Oh, that was
So
huge.
we had a summer camp and then we had a fashion design camp right after. So the fact that we worked like 2 weeks basically straight almost was like a lot, but like the girls were so excited every time they like saw us. We had some little girls from like 8 to 17 all in the same space. So like that was really good to see. And then like the little girls kind of supporting on the 16-year-olds, like that was really nice to see. And just them getting experiences, like we made slime with them. Some girls have never done that. And then just stuff like that is just really memorable.
And shout out to Quinessa. She actually led the fashion design camp, and I miss Quinessa so much, just so y'all know that. But she came through, she wrote the plan, and she was like, I really want to do this. And she's teaching fashion where? Wisconsin?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Same difference. No, it's not. But
Hometown.
over there.
Yeah.
She's teaching out there, and we're very proud of her. But to see that come together and to see her being able to, pour into little girls with fashion. They made skirts. They made what, satchels or
so purses, skirts, scrunchies. And like, keep in mind, we had to learn how to do it too, because we had to be teachers. Because Quinessa, my girl, was gone the first like half. So we had to take over. So like, it was cool that we also learned a new skill with them. So it was cool that we're all like different ages being in a safe space. So I'm glad we were able to provide that for our girls.
And Fox, you made slime too, didn't you? Didn't you have to learn how to do all that?
Yeah, and Quinessa spilled it all.
Why would you?
She did what?
Why would you bring that up? Why would you? I knew you were gonna say that.
I felt so bad. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy her a new dress for her.
She spilled slime on her dress?
Okay, so let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened.
I didn't say you.
Basically, long story short, it ended up on her lap. She was like doing like this, and boom. Foxy kept asking her, and it was just getting worse. Because Foxy, he's just so like caring, but it's like, okay, give me a second. And then it was an emotional day, but we had fun.
Okay.
We live and we conquer.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that. We live
Adrian,
and we conquer.
anything else that you can think of that we did this year? We've done a lot. We
just had our turkey giveaway in the rain.
In
the pouring rain. Can we talk about that?
But we were still out there. We still gave turkeys. People still showed up. So that was a highlight, just to see the community come together and how like all of our team were still in it, even though it was raining bad, and we were all huddled up under the tent.
Not me, not you. I was
tent.
across the parking lot. Like
me and Adrian was in the tent.
You was soaking wet.
Yes.
And then, but it looked like the water was weighing the tent down, and all I kept hearing like every 5 minutes was because somebody kept letting the water out.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah said that was me. That was me. Yeah. What else, Fox?
Manning them phones. Those phones are so more serious than what a lot of people know. But it's been times where we answer them phones and we had to leave directly from office in the middle of handling one thing directly to the house for some of the mothers.
Yeah.
Some of the kids' mothers. And when we get there, no names or anything like that, but they be hysterical. They go through some of the situations and they be tired. Yeah. And it's not that the mothers are ill-equipped to deal with their children or things, but sometimes they came home and the child had a bad day. He's overworked. She missed a day of work. Then she finds out they cut their lights out or whatever, and the dad won't come pick the kid up, or they ain't got no help. And the next thing you know, they on that phone and they like BYLP help. And if we wasn't there to take the phone call that day, those days, because there've been so many times that it didn't happen, that you don't know what would happen. Not to say that maybe they was going off their itself, but the threat was there. The threat seriously be there. When you go there and they need a hug, and sometimes they want a hug throughout the whole conversation. And
just from you.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck.
Right.
She was like, yeah, about you.
but we be there. So not just that happened, but shout out to team as well.
Yeah.
Because in them type of situations, you want to have a teammate there to be able to get you through the situation, and make sure things go appropriately.
Yeah.
Emphasis on.
I have a highlight about you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So the first time I met you, we were at Mixed Institute.
Mixed Institute.
My bad. Mixed Institute.
Cosmetology.
Oh, y'all tricked me.
Okay.
And barbering.
No, I didn't do anything, sir.
Not you in particular.
So you were getting your first beard cut?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's when I first met you. And you were like, I was recording you, like, what are you doing? Like, it was funny, like your reactions to things. And then so I thought that was really cool to like you having that as your first experience, and I was there. So that was cool.
I mean, That
Everybody was on him though, but that was
girl.
That was a lot. I was not. I said, okay, let me go in the other room because I'm interrupting. But
Somebody who wasn't there, what exactly happened?
Right.
so basically, it was like a tabling event for different organizations, nonprofits in the room.
And you know how he talks a lot?
Yeah, so that's
he
when I figured
garnered
out.
a lot of attention.
Yeah, so that's basically what the event was. So they were giving out free haircuts, free beer cuts, getting people's hair done. So that was really cool. So like, I met him the first time during that, and then y'all left me, but it's okay.
We left you.
Yeah, y'all went to go Mr. Fries, man.
We did.
And that was your first time there. So, okay, you had a 2-for-1 experience.
It was because he was like, get me out of here.
No, yeah, that's why I was like, okay.
He was like, she won't leave me
No,
alone.
and she would not leave him alone.
Get me out of here. Rescue me.
But yeah, that was cool to like experience that with like, you never experienced something like being in an event like that. So that was really cool. Like to see like a genuine reaction.
It's crazy that you bring that up too, because it was you that was standing over there that brought me any level of comfort. If you would have actually left me there by myself or with the temperature that was here, and I really didn't know how to handle it, and I was just like, and they just like, oh, just let me in, and I was just like,
No, yeah, they were like, how you know him? I said, I work with him. I just met him today.
that was like the right answer and the wrong answer. It was like the right answer, like, we co-workers, and then it was the wrong answer. It was like, good, that means what I'm doing I can keep doing.
But yeah, so that was one of the highlights also.
And so, this year BYLP has grown, and Fox came on board in May, right? Xavier came October, and Jazz just joined this month, right? Adrian, you've been here for a while, so tell me something you remember about the first time you met Fox, since he's new to the team as well.
First time I met Fox was
Did he scare you?
I'm trying to think of when I first met him.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, all I can remember was driving. The first time I talked to him, I'll say that, was when I drove him to our BBSN meetup at the park.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think? Why are you looking at him like that?
I'm trying to remember the
looking at you like he want to take off on you real quick.
Like, watch what you say.
But I remember I just remember thinking he was interesting because.
How come the camera's not on Adrian? Because Adrian's talking. I know Fox is cute. No, can we change that? Thank you so much.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry, but you can too, but they was looking at him.
I remember thinking he was interesting because you don't meet a lot of people who's like been in jail for that long.
Prison.
So whatever he was in there 27 years. So meeting him, it was like everything was new for him. So like things that you do that you think are normal was like so big for him. So like it was just, he was funny to me. Like it was funny watching him experience new stuff.
Give me an example.
Normal.
Give me an example.
Oh, can we talk about his bark phone?
Gosh.
No, Foxy, that was
the worst
off.
Ringtones.
He's like,
ever.
I like it though. I like it. I'm like, no one wants to hear you barking. Like,
No,
And
and
then
then what your ringtone is now, bro.
what's it now?
It's like a ghost or something.
Like an alien invasion.
Stupid.
That's what it sounds like.
It gets worse and worse.
Not worse.
Does he still pull out the cell phone and take multiple pictures every day? Like he used
pictures every time he says screenshot. I'm like, I want to tell him you don't have to say that. Like,
Screenshot.
and I don't know if he knows he can just screenshot on his phone without saying it, but like just let him do his thing.
Oh, Siri be doing it.
I didn't know Siri could screenshot for you. I just learned something.
No, right. I was like,
My
wait, he
Siri
said
doesn't like
screenshot.
the
As
He
you
said
the
the
screenshot.
Hey,
Oh,
you putting Siri to work.
he said Siri gonna get used today. That's funny.
So that's what you're talking about in terms of the new stuff. Him taking screenshots.
Yeah, just like him discovering his phone, or like when you taking the DMV test, like, or just pulling out his phone and just recording everything.
No,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
He makes the same face every time he's in the camera. Like he bites his lip, like squints his eyes. It's just funny.
Jazz, now I heard that you took more pictures of him than he takes of himself.
I sure did.
And so
sure
what's
did.
that about? Like, talk to me.
I feel like me and Fox, we connected like this on my first day
Straight up.
because I'm the same way. I want
you
a
take a
million
lot
and
of
one
pictures.
pictures. Yeah, I want a million and one pictures because one of them's gonna be right. And
One of them gonna be the
one of
one.
them's gonna be And so he was like, "You got to get the angles. They don't be know how to take pictures." I was like, "Okay, come over here because the light." I was getting him right though.
Who be taking your photos before?
Himself?
Himself.
Oh, okay. I was like, he said that. Ooh, okay.
I'm catching. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be catching people come out the store. If I think the background scene of water or something, I'm like, hey, take a picture for me.
That's wild. I love that for you.
Homeless people got to earn that dollar sometimes. Can I get a couple dollars? Can you take this picture for me?
See,
That's
just wash the
truth.
windows. Now they got to pick you up.
Yeah, you want the dollar? You want the $5? You want the? Hey, take this picture for me.
Wow.
That's a job. I gave him a job.
Wow. The first time I met Fox, he came into the office. Fox had on a button-down shirt, so I never knew he had tattoos. Okay. And he had it all the way up here. And
Professional job interview.
Right. And he walks in and he's just trying to convince me that he's not a bad dude and that he's here and he just wants to work and he wants the opportunity. And he just kept talking and talk, Fox can talk. And I'm like, yo, calm down. It's cool. Like, you already got the job. I'm just trying to get to know you. I'm just saying, hey, like just having a regular conversation. But I don't know. I took it as he had been told no so many times that coming and the answer was already yes. He still had to sell himself to try to get an opportunity. And that's like the first thing. And then I brought him into the podcast room and he was taking all these pictures. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. And then I noticed I was in a couple of them. I'm like, okay, interesting. And then it's just like after a while, and I've gotten to know him very, very well. And after now I'm like, he don't take out his his phone as much as he used to and take pictures, but he's still taking pictures. Like I remember we went to BJ's and we're looking around and he's like, this is great. I'm like, what? He said, all these TVs in here and they on different channels. And I'm like, what? Because I never even looked up to look at the TVs normally.
Right.
But for someone who is just
Hasn't had that.
reintegrating back into society, it must be like Bizarro World or something. And so you work with Fox on the campus. What is something that sticks out to you about him and his style? Because we got a glimpse of it when he was talking to Isaiah over here. Is he like that all the time?
No, yeah, for sure.
Oh. Talk to me about his leadership style.
No, he's a great leader. I would say he's a great leader, so I won't take that from him at all. I won't denote that from him at all. Off the top of my head, I would just say he's infectious. Like he walks around like he owns the place, rightfully so, because like these campuses are kind of like the energy, especially like this time of year. It's raining and it's cloudy. Everybody's walking around with the head down. He walks around, head up, smiling, walking like, you know what I'm saying?
Just like that?
Yeah, that fresh new walk, that fresh pit walk, like every single day. Oh my God. But very infectious. But he takes his job serious. Like that's the one thing I paid attention to. Like me being here for 2 months, I paid attention to like because in the Black community, I don't know if it's a stigma, but it's something that is known that when Black people get business, it's like sometimes it's not always taken to the seriousness that it should be.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things when I started here, I wanted to see for myself, like, I was like, okay, it's all Black, but I just want to.
And Lisa.
Shout out Lisa. But I just wanted to vet out that everybody was just taking their job seriously. And that's one of the things I did notice, like you being the president and him being the leader of BBSN that I'm in. I just taking notes from him, like how he's able to be personable, but also take his job serious. As well as
is he your Kobe?
Is he my Kobe?
Do y'all remember? Because we watched a video about teamwork.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
And they said, point out somebody in the room that you want to emulate. Is that your model? Because you said you paying attention. Is that your model?
Yeah, I would say he's our Kobe for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me about Adrian, because Adrian was promoted to site lead this year.
Okay.
Tell me about Adrian's leadership.
Okay.
Okay.
You thinking?
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, of course. I have a brain. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me think about it for a second.
Okay, because it's a podcast. Because we can't. So, do you want me to go to Fox and come back to you?
About Adrian? Yeah. You can go to Fox.
Tell me about Adrian.
Adrian's leadership has been something I've watched grow on him because, as you know, same way how Adrian met me, I met Adrian too.
What'd you think? What'd you think when you first met Adrian?
Adrian was quiet, but I also, because of my experience and where I came from, I also know that quiet people have the ability to open their mouth and say the most smartest thing or the most dumbest thing. They can also be the most diddliest people or the most craziest of people. But Adrian has proven himself. When he opens his mouth, he does have something to say.
Yeah.
So being a coordinator and having to have somebody to lean on, me and Adrian have never ran into a trouble. If I was told something where I needed to up something, I always keep Adrian in the loop, and it's vice versa. And we just get the job done. So I don't, when it comes to me and Adrian, I don't look at it as coordinator, side lead, boss, or then I look at it as leader. Now, how can we lead together? And then I look at my other two teammates. How can we pass the ball, get you in and get it together? It's not always an easy job. Weathers are changing. Some of these things are new, and we run into new situations. And new situations still have to be handled in a professional manner because we still have to answer. So watching Adrian grow into that role sometimes means that he has to talk when he wasn't scheduled to talk. He had I didn't want to talk today. This is when I was just fine on my computer getting stuff done.
Yeah.
And if I have to step out the room because I need to talk to the principal or another teacher or kids acting up, I know I can leave the room and leave Adrian in the room, and the situation is going to get handled. I'm not going to have to come back in the room and start off where I left off or wonder, It's never not one time has it ever been that situation between me and him, and between me and him, never one time can I say, and this is honesty, this ain't just because we on podcasts or trying to big it up. There's never not one time where I could say I left a message on his phone via text message and he didn't respond back, or I had to come in the room and say, Adrian, what are you doing? I don't feel like Adrian makes me look bad. So for us to have a duo of, as you say, like the Kobe pass off, the Michael Jordan, the Pippen, that can be my Pippen, but at the same time, I trust Adrian to be Jordan sometimes, and I might have to be Pippen.
Oh, okay,
All right, I like that.
Keila, you've known Adrian for a couple years now. Tell me something you noticed about him, because we're going into 2025. We got to take all the good lessons with us. So tell me something that you noticed about Adrian.
So I think my opinions are kind of different, right? Because I'm like a mentor with him. So I feel like I was more like we were in the same space, if that makes sense. Like I was with him when we were at Greer. So like I've seen totally different side of him then versus like now, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking about. The totally different. What was different?
I'm just saying, like, he definitely, like, when y'all say he was quiet, I'm like, I don't see it. Like,
you've never seen him quiet?
Adrian is a chatterbox. When it's that's what I'm saying.
It depends on if he likes you or not, huh?
I guess. But because even like the kids, like all the little girls be loving Adrian.
They do. He's kind of tall.
And like
and handsome. Yeah.
But no, I definitely think with the whole the quiet aspect, it came with like more being to himself kind of. And then I feel like now he's like this butterfly though. Like you could definitely tell he's stepping into his role as soon as he got that site lead position, he took it seriously. So I feel like mentoring, like, yeah, he was more like back, but then as soon as he got that role, he stepped into it quick.
Oh, fantastic. So, do you have something you want to share about Adrian? Did you think about it?
I kind of wanted to piggyback off of what Fox said. Like, I would say that the reason why I had to think about so much about the dynamic, I just wanted to take a second, is just because I was trying to decipher whether Fox was Kobe or was Fox the coach. And I think it's he has like a nice balance in between both, because like he is our coordinator, so like he does oversee a lot of it, and he does do like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with the higher ups, but then he'll come and be on the team as well on the site. So that's what makes a good balance. But as far as Adrian goes, I feel like he plays his role very well. Like I feel like our whole team, like we meshed together. I couldn't ask for a better team.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Because we all meshed together really well. Like everybody really pretty much knows their roles. Like, but we all still collaborate, and we're all always open to new suggestion, or if we need to pull somebody over here, it's very just bounce around. Everything bounces around, but he's doing great as a side lead for sure.
Oh, kudos to Adrian.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you, everybody.
Because I too thought Adrian was quiet, and I'm like, oh, you're not gonna be quiet around me. Come on, sit in this chair. We're gonna have a conversation. And he's like, oh shoot. Adrian.
Yeah.
But I've seen him mature and develop as well. And it's my goal to bring in enough contracts where all of y'all can be promoted to site leads, but you can't lead until you first know how to follow. And I think that Adrian has been following and he's been observing. And I don't think his quiet is that he didn't want to talk. I think his quiet is more so I'm observing and then I'm going to speak at the appropriate time or I'm going to react at the appropriate time. So shout out to you. And Jazz, because I've known Jazz since she was a teenager. She was a little interesting when we went to Oakland. Her and her little roommate running down the hallway. I had to holler at them real quick.
I don't know. We didn't get caught.
Y'all thought y'all didn't get caught. All y'all got caught and all y'all got brought into my room. And I told everybody off and told y'all get out. Anyway,
pretty scary. Everybody was in line the rest of the trip too.
Yeah. We don't play like that. We don't go out of town and act a fool because we Black. We don't do that. Lessons. And so I've gotten to see you mature as well. What do you think you're bringing into 2025 that can help the team here at BYOP?
I just feel like being a product of BYOP as a whole, BGSN, the whole thing, bringing the understanding of being on the mentee side. As a mentor. So shout out Jada Prayer, being my Jada to somebody else.
Okay. I love that.
I did take notes when everybody was going around earlier and I wrote down time is of the essence, be patient. It's not going to be all sunshines and rainbows, but you've got to come with the sunshine because you can't expect the people you're mentoring to come with the sunshine. That's why they're here for mentoring. So yeah, just kind of get in that.
And now, Keela, you're also a site lead. Have you had a chance to interact with Keela at a campus yet?
Not yet.
Mm-hmm. Have you had a chance to meet Jazz?
I have a little bit.
Okay, tell me something that stuck out about Jazz to you.
She is not shy.
No.
I feel like we can almost connect in that sense because I feel like I say I'm shy, nobody be believing that I'm shy, but I feel like I could have a conversation with you and we could just keep talking. So I feel like you definitely aren't shy, and then when it comes to meeting others, I feel like you wouldn't have a problem with that at all. For sure.
So as we're transitioning in 2025, this will be our last show of 2024. You guys have seen how some things are operating, right? And you know that as a team we're transitioning because we're getting bigger, right? What is one person you can pick one person out of the team to shout out something about them, whether it be their leadership skills, whether it be the way they make you feel as a person when you walk into the room. I just want to know, like, who here impacts you to do better at your job. And I will start with Adrian.
I can only pick one.
You can pick as many as you need to.
Okay. I'll start with Keela.
What?
Ooh, yeah. Keela's surprised.
Give a shout out to Keela because when I first started, I was very uncomfortable and didn't know how to step into my role or didn't know kind of how the team operated. But Keela, besides Jalen, was kind of the first person that really talked to me. And I feel like her energy is something that you can bounce off of. So even if we're in the mornings and we go to Edison at 7 a.m, she's there screaming with the kids or she's there saying something. So it's
make me cry. That's so nice.
Aw.
It's very easy to be around Keela.
I really start crying.
You're going to.
And then definitely Fox, just seeing the work he's put in since he's been out. And you kind of watching him kind of gives you no excuses. It it kind of makes you look at yourself different and be like, if he could do it, I could do it.
Dope. Jess.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I definitely say just because I've had more time to connect with Fox, you definitely put a little bit of words in me. It's definitely giving big bro, little sis, you can tell me anything and I can ask you anything, regardless of if it's BGSN related or BYOP related. I just feel like, you're always there to go to. You're always there with a smile as well. Even when I'm like, when you kind of threw me into facilitating at the retreat, and I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, and you were kind of like, hey, just roll with it. That's what we got to do. That's this job. That's teaching you how being a mentor really is. You kind of just got to go with stuff sometimes and make it your own. And so I really appreciate you so far.
Dope.
That's
Keela, you got yourself together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Adrian. That was nice. Y'all know who I'm gonna shout out? My sister.
Oh.
I feel like even as like a sister aspect, I feel like I've seen Kima grow so much, especially starting here. Because outside of work, I'm Kima. I be running it. So like I feel like I like run, or me and my older sister, I feel like we really like are the people that kind of put everybody together. So seeing Kima do that with like all the girls, how she is consistent with contacting them, how she goes out of her way. A girl will call her at 10 o'clock at night. She's going to answer it. So I just, her dedication to her role and just her giving a space to the Black girl, she really takes it seriously. So shout out to Kima.
Shout out to Kima. Xavier.
I'm going to have to go with, I have two. One is going to be an honorable mention, Miss Candy.
Oh, Miss Candy.
Yeah,
Shout out
Miss
Candy.
Miss Candy. She's always very welcoming. She was actually the person who interviewed me. When actually, Jordan is my other person, but they both interviewed me when obviously I had my interview, and they're just always very welcoming. Every time I come, Miss Candy greets me with a smile and always very welcoming. So I'm gonna say Miss Candy as an honorable mention, and then my person is gonna be Jordan because I feel like not only is he welcoming, but he's always. I feel like he does a great job with balancing
everything,
his job with also being personable. So like he's always checking on everybody. How could I do my job better? Very professional, but also very personable. So I appreciate him for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Fox. It's on you.
And for me, it's different, and I'll say why. You know, coming home from where I came home from, it was like I was just thrown from hell to heaven. You know, I grew up in a trap house. I grew up in my hood, and I was fully engaged in everything that it had to do with inside of my neighborhood. Henceforth, that's why I ended up where I ended up. And then I was there from 14 as a little boy all the way in. And then one day, the cell opened and I was here, and I didn't know nothing about this world. And to be here, I was thrust into this, and I was running around. I knew what I was supposed to do, but I didn't know all the ins and outs. I had a phone and didn't even know how to dial out. I got locked out of my phone 5 minutes after we had the phone, and the person I got the phone from, they wasn't there. So I was like, how do I use it? I didn't know what to do, where to go. A stranger taught me about Google Maps. I started walking. I walked all the way to unbeknownst to some people, this is true facts. I walked all the way to Roseville looking for a job.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, but to me, I was happy. I was free.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a cell.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let nothing stop me from getting to where I had to go to. And I've been out here and I learned a lot, whether it was Tevin showed me how to use my phone. I don't know what I'm doing, whether it was watching Adrian in the silence he was teaching. Watch what you say out here. Whether it was Keela. You say something to her, she's gonna say something back, and I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm about." Say something to me. I just so wanted. So when I see you, I'll be like, "That's right, Keila, just gonna get it."
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Whether it's being able to mentor another person coming up in the job force and tell them, "Hey, brother, it's good," or seeing your infectious energy, or seeing somebody who you very much different from. But the Miss Candy sitting me in her office, talking to me, telling me something that my mother should be telling me, but she's not there to do so at the time. And when I say mother, I have two mothers. I have a birth mother who's nobody in here has met but you, and then I have an auntie mom. My auntie mom's that's my mom's for real. Or you know what I mean? Just other members of the team is too many to name. I gotten a lot out of BYOP, but my biggest shout out would have to be you. And I know it's taboo to say because technically you're the boss. However, it's a lot of things a lot of investment that went off into me that a lot of people don't know. When I stepped up out of prison, I was not allowed to go home. I was not allowed to see my nieces, my nephews. I wasn't allowed to see nothing. I stepped out of prison with a prison ID. I didn't have no ID, no driver's license, no nothing. I didn't know where to get it from. I didn't have no insurance. And the people I was supposed to be able to call to it, I was told that I'm not even allowed to contact them. And then I met Lorene. And I was in a halfway house. And I was stationed to be there in a halfway house. it was actually illegal for them to even house me there. I wasn't even supposed to be there. So in the halfway house, it had a curfew. And but Lorene, man, you took me to my parole officer. You checked my parole officer. You done something that
Okay.
Period.
more than once. I don't know if I should be saying this online, but that's what happened. Checked him more than once. And hollered at the halfway house dude was coming to pick me up from the halfway house to make sure that I get to work on time. She scolded me. I had whips, no license, no insurance. Get that car back. What are you talking about? I'm free. I'm whipping it. What music, loud, everything. He's like, take the car back. I'm BMW. But along the way, it was steps of things that I felt I had an entitlement to because I did 27 years, and I felt that I'm not harming nobody. I didn't take it from nobody. It's mine. You know what I mean? But it's a thing that people say. They say it's levels to this, and that statement applies to every area of life. It's levels to the way you cook your food. It's levels to the way you wash your clothes. You got to separate the whites and the colors.
Darks.
You know what I mean? It's this little fabric paper thing that I didn't even know how to wash my clothes correctly. I know how to wash them in the shower. I mean, one time we was talking about how do you wash work shirts, and he was like, "How do you do?" I was like, "In the shower." It's like, what? But that's what I was used to. It's not because I was stupid. I was ignorant. And it's a difference between stupid and ignorant. The difference between stupid and ignorant is stupid is you know something, but you choose to do it choose to do the wrong thing anyway. Ignorant is you don't know. It's just somebody just hasn't taught you yet.
Right.
So, but you're making the wrong decision. So I had to be educated to small, intricate things, and I needed my ID. I needed my driver's license. I needed my social security card. And then when I was going to these places to get them, they was asking me questions that I didn't know the answer to. And you was right there to answer the question for him and say, "Hey, man, you about to shut the window on this man, and he don't have the answer to it." I didn't know you had to be back at a certain time. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm right here, right? Get my stuff. I'm ready to pop off. I don't know what we talking about, but I'm right here. Give me my stuff. And sure, that's not, hold on, wait. Even to get a bank account, I got my first paycheck, my first legit paycheck, and I went to the bank to cash my paycheck and to get it. And they wouldn't give me more. They wouldn't give me a bank account. They wouldn't give me nothing. And for you to be sitting there, and it took hours. It literally took 3-4 hours just for them to sign me onto a bank account and cash a legit check. When the supervisor's right here saying, "Where you get this?" Because you went in there and found out I was an ex-felon. That's why you got all these questions. All these places that got this for you. Once they type that up on the computer, what? Oh no, we can't take this. What do you mean? You're gonna get paid from this. You know what I mean? I'm helping your business out. But all these places they was doing this to me and closing these doors and telling me this no. And I appreciate you for taking me to the next stop and helping me walk me through the situation, telling me it was gonna be all right. And then taking me back to the halfway house on curfew time, and then coming back to get me again. And then when I say, "Hey, I'm still here, I'm up," he was right there to keep walking with me. And then, and sometimes you got to let somebody bump their head. And in them cases, I bumped my head, boop, and you was right there pulling up in the car. You better get your stupid ass in the back seat now. But I told you that's not how it worked. And I'm a grown man. So for all intents and purposes, when you 40, there's certain things you're supposed to know in life.
But if nobody taught you how
you
right. But as a man, my ego was steady was biting my ego like, because you're supposed to know. Yeah. You're supposed to know. When you gave me that ride up to the work, it was a cool ride. But still my ego was involved in that. My ego was like, man, I gotta ask this young dude, you know what I'm saying, who's half my age, to give me a ride in his car to get to work. I should be giving you a ride. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that one is better than the other, but that's how I felt though. You know what I mean? Whenever you ask me something, when you say, "Hey, you having a problem?" No problem. I'm gonna walk you outside because that's what's supposed to happen. I didn't want to feel those things, but it was different for me engaging with you guys, being younger to me, coming out, and that not having anybody to help walk me through it. So behind the scenes, it's a lot that went off into an investment in me. And that's why you see me do my job so hard. That's why I come here. It's already, I prayed to be here. I'm happy to be here. It's a blessing. I'm not supposed to be here.
All right.
And when I say I'm not supposed to be, I really mean it.
Talk about it.
It's papers that say it. Don't let him out. I'm not supposed to be here. I fought my way up out of their system, and I'm here. And I don't ever want to demean any of the investment that you put off into me to not do that job. So I'm going to go the extra mile. I'm here till 8. I'm here till 9. Sometimes we leave up off this campus, up out of here, literally out of office at 10:30. But it's nothing to me. I have no complaint. I prayed to be here, and you invested in me for such. You're the perfect teammate to be on a team with, as you walk me through to get me through. So when we go to these meetings and we go to these cool campuses, I recite these same codes. I advocate correctly. You know what I mean? As you say, throw a chair. Chair was thrown before you said, I'm gonna throw 10 of them. But I appreciate you bringing me up to speed with that. And I never want to make you feel as a person, as a human being, BYLP, BBSN, BGSN, everybody in here. I always try to shout out all you guys, because that's how you welcome me. It was the little things that all y'all done when I walked through the door, the smallest things, to whether it was, you want the rest of these fries? Oh, I guess I do. Yeah. I am kind of hungry. You know what I mean? You did small things with me, even when we was laughing. Foxy, get the ringtone. Let me have it for a little bit longer, but I changed it. It ain't something we want now.
Terrible.
But I you know what I mean?
Terrible.
I wouldn't know. Who else gonna tell me? If you didn't say it, who else do you really think gonna say it to me? I wasn't listening to her about the ringtone, but I heard you. You know, but I didn't have the community that I know besides the BYO community don't speak to me that way. It's a different role in that community, and it's a different level of gangsterism in that community. And it ain't no hollering at me over there. You know what I mean? Over here, it's a different level of being a human being, and that's the level that BYL is accepting me on.
BYLP.
BYLP accepting me on. You know what I mean?
And you gonna leave out your favorite letter? But
That was crazy.
I ain't gonna do it, but to be accepted and respected and build time off into the human side of me without looking at what I literally just, it's one thing people be saying, I changed, 20 years ago, I used to be. And it's like, yeah, but you just, like yesterday. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody here. So I appreciate the whole team, but I appreciate you the most. Ain't nobody never pulled up in front of a halfway house and checked nobody parole officer like that. I ain't never seen it happen. And you did it.
I know that's right.
Literally.
I was
over
very
phone
nice.
Okay.
I am very nice. I don't know why he said I checked him. I just had a slight conversation.
No, you did more. It was that time you was out of town. They called themselves trying to lock me back up.
Yeah.
They try to lock me back up. Nobody really knows too much about it, but they try to lock me back up. And you came all the way back from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hold up, what? To make them to help rectify some shit that they got wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's above and beyond what one has to do. But it's also the same. It's also within job qualifications and job duties, because that was you advocating for a grown man, not a child. I'm not a child. And you can't advocate for me.
And I was pissed because I didn't know nothing about it. And I was in LA advocating, and I got a phone call, and I came right back on that plane.
And I didn't call you. I don't know who called her.
No.
But
no. And I just think that is a testament to the intentionality that goes on here. Mm-hmm. If I would do it for somebody outside of these walls, how could I not do it for somebody inside? And so I'm very, very intentional with my time, attention, resources to be able to make it so that y'all can get on with it, right? I never want you guys to have to struggle for things that I know that I can address and make better. And not only that time, but I remember when you called me on FaceTime with SAC PD officer standing right next to you. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, girl? She was like, oh, I knew if he was connected to you, then he must be okay. So I'm going to just let him go. It was no big problem. It's no issue or whatever. But this is why relationships are very important. The investments that you make, nobody could have told me that, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, doing the social justice boot camp and having those officers come up to the state capitol and spend time with kids, that those relationships would move forward. And that if something were to happen, they could just call me directly and say, oh, we got one of yours over here. I'm about to let him go. Mm-hmm. Just because on the strength of our relationship. Mm-hmm. So we're taking those relationships into 2025 as well. And I thank you for that, sir. Because
forever bonded.
Because I don't think people do things and they always expect something. I do things and don't expect anything. That's just the type of person that I am. And so to hear that it had that type of impact on you, thank you. Because we never know how we're impacting the next person. Sure. And what those little things can translate to, like you were saying earlier, when somebody invested in you. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Jada Prayer.
Shout out Jada.
We never know how those investments are going to flip around and come back to us. And so we just keep putting good out there and hoping one day it sticks and that people are able to reciprocate. But the holiday, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it will.
Yeah,
you guys just keep putting out you guys' goodness out into the world, and it's gonna come back for sure.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to be putting some of my goodness out tomorrow on my birthday at Elk Grove Unified School District board meeting, because it seems like they've forgotten that we out here. And I'm just gonna have a little chat. There's a couple of things going on. I don't understand how first graders can be put up for suspension and be siphoned into a non-public school, beat up by 2 kids at that non-public school, and nobody has anything to say, or they're not accountable for that. And we're gonna have that conversation tomorrow. And I'm put it on their radar, because if that's not rectified immediately, we're going to have even bigger problems. And although I'm not a stranger to problems, I don't like when our youngest ones, they said, and I'm a shout out to Bradshaw Christian School, because I have a scripture that I think they need to copy down, when it talks about it is better to tie a millstone around your neck than to offend the littlest of these. These are the children. And when we do things and we intentionally impact children in a negative way, children have what we call core memories. And if it's a negative core memory, they don't get over it as quickly as people like to say. Mm-hmm. They like to use the word resilience. We should not have children trying to survive their childhood in any way, shape, or form. That should not be a thing. And so when I look at these things and I'm seeing them, and I know that because of the work that I've put in the past years, and because they haven't seen me, they must assume that we're not still doing what I said we would be doing several years ago. I just have to pull up every once in a while and smile at folks and let them know we're still here and I'm still watching you. And we're building that team I told you about a couple years ago. We're building that team, and we're going to start seeing us, and we're going to all start showing up, because I believe in accountability, period. And if that's one theme we take into the new year, everybody can get it.
We throwing chairs.
So if I throw one, the minimum they're going to throw it back is 1. That's that.
That's not even minimum. You throw 1.
I was going to say he's going to throw 2 at the same time.
Right.
And this is the thing. We've been patient. We've sent out the warnings. We've played their game. I've sat on committees. I've dealt with multiple families. I've watched as the climate on many campuses has deteriorated. We have one junior high school for 1,000 kids. They have 1 security guard. Mm-hmm. And it was a big old brawl, and he ended up face down. Mm-hmm. Now, Elk Grove is known for having money. They're the district that has a lot of money. So I'm going to ask them tomorrow, and I hope they prepare this answer for me. How is it that you have all this money and you don't have adequate staffing or security on your campuses?
This is what school?
I don't think.
I'll tell you.
I don't think right.
I'll tell you.
They don't want me to release it, but what I'll say is it's close to here, and we're there all the time. As a matter of fact, I had to call in 6 of y'all to come to meet me on campus, because they didn't have adequate security. And so that's not the only one. There's multiple campuses around here that don't have adequate staffing, nor do they have adequate security. And they're most of the campuses that have a majority of us on there. And so you have kids being arrested. You have kids being put up for expulsion because nobody else has any tools that they're willing to use, or they don't want to make the investment to try something different. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to remind them of that too.
Remember that time? Well, I'm sure you've seen it multiple times.
Remember what time?
Well, the only time that I went up to the school you're speaking of, we got there and there were just police just on the sidewalk, not even in the
That's because they don't have enough security in terms of school security.
Yeah.
No, this particular time though, we was questioning was the fact that y'all stay showing up over here to harass people. You
Mhm.
weren't even doing nothing.
Harass kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to harass kids. But then when these incidents pop up,
Where you
be?
at?
Really?
Well, they're doing their other jobs, because I do believe that when you have inadequate staffing, what that produces is the need to call law enforcement to handle children.
Which is another thing in itself.
Right.
Absolutely.
Another problem that you got to speak about.
Absolutely. So we're going to be addressing that tomorrow. I'm going to go make some friends real quick. I heard there were some new board members, and so I'm going to introduce myself. And I know Gina Jamerson is leaving the school board. I saw her announcement. She was put into that position, won her reelection, and then moved outside of the boundaries. So her seat is going to be up unless they appoint somebody to be in it. And I'm thinking about moving to that area. But then again, I don't really want to, because I don't want to be on the school board, because then people would tell me what to do. And I kind of like being rogue out here. So,
Freedom to be.
but shout out to anybody. Shout out to anybody who wants to hold that position. Just know I'm coming.
Oh, bless his name.
Bless his name indeed. So Christmas is coming up. The holiday season is upon us. I will be celebrating my birthday tomorrow. I will let y'all know about the karaoke festivity.
I was going to ask you.
The celebration of the birthday already started.
Don't think.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I did have
You
cupcakes.
get the whole week.
I did have cupcakes earlier. Yeah, yeah,
And we sang to you.
yeah.
And you heard our amazing voices.
I did. You guys sounded like a choir of angels.
That's
Yeah.
right. And you really mean that.
Uh-huh. And so I know we've been talking about holidays, we've been talking about gift giving, but if there's any type of energy that you could put out into the atmosphere right now, because I know we're supposed to be taking some kids shopping. I ain't seen nothing go up on social media, so hopefully that'll happen today. But if there's one thing, one word, or whatever, we'll do a quick round table and we're going to shut it down and see y'all in the new year. If it's one word that you want to take or you want to see during this holiday season, I would love to hear it. So Jazz, I'll start with you. One word.
I knew he was gonna start with me. That's why I got ready. I was like, ooh.
Oh, what's the word then?
So
What's
it's
it?
collectivism.
Collectivism.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Adrian.
Gratefulness.
Gratefulness. That's beautiful. Miss Lady.
Love.
Love.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Ooh,
Endurance.
Endurance.
I like that.
One word. Peace. We'll see y'all next time.
Mm.